In 5 years business, I would say we have onboarded more than 3,000 clients across the world. We onboard 120, 150, 200 companies on a monthly basis in Dubai. 90%, 95% is an English speaking country. UAE almost issue more than 10,000 licenses on monthly basis.
What is the biggest difference you've seen between how business is done in the West, primarily America, and the UAE?
You can do this entire setup for a free zone company remotely, is that correct?
In the US, you see more big brands are looking at the Middle East as their next big market.
Dubai, the safest place on this planet. The big brands are coming to the UAE and Middle East because the purchasing power of the people in this country is quite high.
Saudi Arabia is making huge investments to become an e-commerce powerhouse. What opportunities are you seeing opening up for international brands there?
It's the right time to enter into the Saudi market and get the market share.
So Rizwan, again, appreciate you taking the time. I know it's 9 a.m. Dubai time in the mornings. Appreciate you taking the time to hop on this, I'd say our first episode with AMNA. So yeah, we're looking forward to a conversation here today and learning more about what's going on in the UAE and the Middle East and how you're helping folks from across the world set up their businesses and their footprint in the regions. Happy to have you here.
Hameed, thank you so much. And first of all, giving me opportunity to have a fruitful conversations with you and talking about the business setup and opportunities, what is available in the UAE and Middle East part. And definitely I'm going to contribute a lot, whatever with my best expertise. And hopefully we'll have a fruitful conversations.
Yeah, definitely. Wait, let's start with your background, Rizwan. So you're the founder of RadiantBiz. You know, you guys, like I said, help companies establish in the UAE. Yeah, tell us, let's start off with this. Like, how many businesses have you helped establish so far since you've been in business? And tell us how long RadiantBiz has been around.
So, Hameed, my background is that I have been a SME and corporate banker throughout my life. So I spent almost 15 years banking in the UAE, especially in multiple banks, including local bank, including international banks. So in the banking, while I was handling the larger team and larger clients portfolio and SME client portfolio, I have seen there was a lots of gap, especially for the right consulting and choosing the right bank and understanding both the side together. So there was lots of businessmen who were facing a problem while they're setting up a company, they don't select the right jurisdictions, or they don't select the right business activities, or they don't understand what is a compliance requirement by the bank. So since I had enough experience of 15 years, so this was a challenge and there was lots of market gap was available. And there was no such a big or a good consulting firm were in Dubai who can support SME businesses. So there was a PwC, KPMG, Deloitte. These are the top McKinsey, these are top consulting companies in UAE, but they don't target the SMEs. So there was a big vacuum. So while my 15-year experience in the banking and corporate banking and SME banking, I thought there's a huge gap which I should go in the market and fulfill it. Yeah, so this is how I started the thought about the RadiantBiz. So started a company which has a tagline as a business setup company and as well as a banking consulting company. So anything what we do in a business today, the banking is most important element to conduct our business. So in my experience, this is how I started. So RadiantBiz has started during the peak of the COVID in 2020, and it's almost 5 years we're in a business. And in 5 years business, I would say we have onboarded more than 3,000 clients across the world.
That's incredible. Well, congratulations on your success, Rizwan. That's incredible.
So Rizwan, you would say, how many businesses would you say you onboarded so far?
3,000 approximately from 3, the more than 120 countries across the world.
320 countries. And over how long of a period of time?
5 years.
5 years. Wow, that's a tremendous amount of companies. How many companies do you onboard in a month?
So normally we onboard 120, 150, 200 companies on a monthly basis. And this is a number. The success of our journey and success of RadiantBiz and how we done this number and how we reached at this number is just because of that. We understand the clients' all challenges, what they face in the country. And when they come to us, the kind of smoothness, the kind of support they get from our side, from our team side, because we understand the banking, compliance, taxations, legal, we have entire ecosystem within the business. So our one client refer another client refer another client. This is how we keep on expanding our business. Recently, we also opened office in the UK, in London, and we have lots of inflow from UK to Dubai as well.
So you onboard a huge amount per month. How big is your team and how many offices do you have? And you're based in Dubai, correct?
Yeah. We are based in Dubai. Our headquarters is in Dubai. Right now, our team having the 85 to 90 total personals, and there are more than 20 people are working from remotely. So let's say 110 team of the RadiantBiz company has have it, and we have one branch office in UK and second branch office we just opened in Oman as well, and we are further expanding in Saudi Arabia. We are further expanding in the global market as well. Let's say global offshore, when we say it's like Cayman Island, Mauritius, Seychelles, and BVI, Panama's. That's another jurisdiction we're targeting, and those jurisdictions are being managed by the Dubai office.
Got it. So you said since 2020, when you started Radiant Biz, you've helped onboard about 3,000 plus businesses in the region. Is that correct?
Yep.
Now, I know you said you just opened an office in the UK, and obviously the reason why I did that is because there's a lot of sounds like there's a lot of SMEs, business owners from the UK looking to open in the UAE in the GCC region. What other countries are you seeing a lot of inflow coming in of SMEs, entrepreneurs looking to expand their presence in the Middle East? Like, what countries are you seeing the most come from?
So basically, it's a quite mixed. It's sometimes it's become also situational. Let's say when we had the Russia and Ukraine war, and then definitely flow a lot from the US and Ukraine to UAE, and also from the regional places. When there's a war in the Yemen and Syria, there are lots of inflow from the Yemen and Syria to Dubai. But if we go as an average, so the inflow in UAE is quite mixed. So let's say, I would say lots of populations from the SME vertical, especially they're moving to Dubai, is from Europe side, is from UK side, is from US and Canada. And US and Canada has recently increased a lot of flow. If I compare to the last 3 years, each year the flow is keep on increasing. And definitely there's lots of inflow also from the Africa market, because Africans are facing a problem in terms of the dollar currencies, in terms of the remitting money outside the countries. So UAE has a free economy. So this is supporting the Africans people to come to UAE and operate the business. US and Canada has high taxes. And so that's one of the reasons. And UAE, apart from the tax benefit, apart from the geographical benefit, the best part and why the people are moving to Dubai, because UAE does not belong to any particular community. And it's not like a typical Arab country where the Arab or the Arabic is the most speaking language. It's quite it's completely what experience you get in UK, what experience you get in US, what experience you get in Canada, the similar experience you get in Dubai. Everybody is speaking English, and plus is a mix of the multinationals, multi-language people countries. So the inflow is from the, I would say, across the world is almost coming in Dubai. There's no particular area. It's quite diversified.
Yes. So that's an interesting point, that a lot of our audience have not been to Dubai, and there is perhaps a misconception about working in Dubai. And even though it's a Middle Eastern country where the official language is Arabic, all business is really done in English because of that melting pot, right? So when I go to Dubai, it's everyone speaks English. It's actually not that difficult to get around as an English speaker, correct?
Correct. So that's the beauty of Dubai. It's a misconceptions which lots of people have, that Dubai or UAE speaks English, Arabic a lot. However, it's not true. Of course, when you go to Saudi Arabia, you'll find the people speaking Arabic. You go to the Oman, you will find the people speaking Arabic. You go to the other GCC countries, you'll find people speaking Arabic a lot. But when it comes to the Dubai or UAE, it's I would say 90%, 95% English speaking country. So language is not the issue at all, and which supports investors, which support SMEs to operate the business with a complete freedom, because once they understand the language well, they understand the culture well, then definitely give a comfort to the businesses to operate the business with a full freedom.
And that includes so I just want to put it out there, Rizwan, you helped AMNA financial setup in Dubai. So thank you for all your services, and that's why we're interviewing, because the service you provide is invaluable. So when we first started looking, it was really overwhelming trying to find someone to help us. And yes, we did start with down to lawyers. They were very expensive, and then these big consultants. And then your services was very affordable, straight to the point, and very fast and expedient. So let's talk a little bit more about how even the legal paperwork there in Dubai was all done in English, correct? So a lot of the paperwork I saw was in English. So I didn't have to be translated for me or anything. That's another thing that I think a lot of people might be afraid of is, even the official documents are done in English. So let's talk a little bit more about doing business in Dubai. So you touched a little bit about, or UAE in general, you touched a little bit about the differences. One of them is around taxation. Another one is around, different freedoms and simplicity in the legal system. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
UAE is basically has a very unique way of conducting business, especially when it's come to the legal structurings. So UAE has a offshore kind of setups, UAE has a free zone kind of setups, and UAE has a mainland kind of setups. So depending on each individual business model, you can go to the different niche. It can be the very unique business jurisdiction which will support your business. If you want to have business in local market, so definitely we can go and set up a company in the mainland license. When we have international clients, when we do business abroad, and then definitely we can have business in free zone. And when we have some sort of complete offshore setup we want to set up, in that case we have offshore jurisdictions. So the best part is that UAE doesn't treat single business like vanilla services, vanilla business, vanilla structures. It's like each business can customize their own jurisdictions. They can go in a different jurisdictions. This part on top of it has a mix of their legal structures. Certain businesses comes under the UAE Sharia law, and certain jurisdictions and businesses comes under the British common law. So for example, let's say tomorrow you want to set up a company and you want to set up a business with the financial services, and you want to create a holding structures, you want to create a SPVs, where your exposure is more globally, more international. In that model, we can go DIFC, we can go ADGM, we can go REC offshore. There's a couple of more jurisdictions available now in Dubai and UAE. So this will help you to go to the British common law structures. Mainland will be go for the domestic Sharia law legal structures in the framework. On top of that, whatever the new businesses comes in the market, for example, cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies is quite a vague business which is across the world. Some countries says okay, some countries says not okay. We have made this regulated. So if you want to do crypto business, you come to UAE, come to Dubai, and get the relevant license and do a business freely and openly within the legal framework. So the idea of Dubai and UAE for the ease of the business is that whatever something is difficult, UAE make as a regulator of those businesses become the complete operating and complete successful in the country, and people can do freely businesses. When it's come to the legal framework, yes, I would say all the documents in UAE, especially the legal documents, company documents, legal papers, MOA, trade license, certificate formations, these all documents are available in English because, as I said, UAE does not belong to one particular segments. They attract people from the international market. They attract the people from the US, Europe, Canada, UK, India, Far East, Central Asia. So they understand English better. So it's to give a comfort to the international investors that what document they are signing, what document they are accepting, they understand those documents better. So I would say it's a very global strategy what UAE has it. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, his vision is quite enlarged, and he think and his vision is a complete different, complete unique, and which support every businesses. So any decisions taken by him, it not supports only the UAE or Dubai government, it supports to the every and each single businessman. So this is what I would say beauty of Dubai or UAE.
Great. Let me ask you this. What type of companies, okay, you set up about 3,000 plus companies over the past 5 years for people all across the world. What is like the typical business, or what type of business have you seen or have set up in the UAE for your clients? Would you say e-commerce, software businesses, startups? Like, can you talk us through that?
Yeah, sure. See, it's a quite diversified. So for example, of course, the e-commerce is one of the top business segment, which is if you see the entire pie of the businesses in UAE, e-commerce is dominating that particular pie. Apart from that, business consulting business, IT business, technology-based businesses, and commodity trading business are very, very popular in the UAE. The reason behind that, UAE connects multiple continents. It connects multiple regions. When you are in UAE, when you are in Middle East, it connects with you with Africa. It will connect with you with the Asian countries, especially India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. It connects you with the CIS countries. It also connects you with the entire GCC. It's become a platform for these 5 and 6 continents. So
Can
it's
you
like,
explain that? Can you explain that a little bit more? How does that connection work? So when you say I get established as a business in UAE, and then you say then it gives me access to the greater Asian markets and African markets. How does that work exactly?
how does it work? As I said, Africa are very close to UAE and Dubai and China, basically, because lots of manufacturing, lots of traders, they are not sitting in the Africa. They are sitting in either in the UAE, or they're sitting in the China, or they're sitting in India. And UAE, as I said, UAE almost issue more than 10,000 licenses on monthly basis. That's a number, average numbers in the last couple of months and years is going on. So international traders, they are all based in Dubai. So people sitting in the Africa, they want to something, they want to buy something, or they want to sell something to the product to their clients and their suppliers. So they don't have a mobility of the fund in their country in terms of the sending money to the supplier or receiving money from their clients. It's challenging. So what they do, for them, the most nearest country is the Dubai. So they come to Dubai, they meet the different traders, they make a business deal, and they send the money from their country to Dubai, and then from UAE, Dubai, they export their goods to their customers who might be in Africa, who might be in different countries. So they receive money in their bank account in Dubai, and from Dubai, they operate freely as a transactions. We support their business to go to the next level. We talk about the, let's say, Asian countries, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. So Dubai again is the most close country where they can find all kind of traders. There they can find all kind of international service providers, which helps them to connect. So Dubai become like a connecting point for the buyers and for the suppliers, and which connects globally. Not only in the region, they also connect internationally. So as I said, more than 120, 130 countries, businesses are based in Dubai. So you want to buy one product, you will find 1,000 suppliers. You want to take one services, you find 1,000 suppliers for the service providers for the services. So you come to a marketplace and this is how the Dubai is and UAE is connecting people from the Africa, from the Middle East, from the Central Asia, from the Asian countries. This is how the UAE is supporting. So you come to Dubai, you'll find suppliers for each and every single product and services.
So let me ask you this. You mentioned there's a free zone, and then you can set up a business locally. If it's local, it's under Sharia framework.
Yep.
If it's free zone, most likely it's under British common law. For the audience, so there's more clarity here, what type of businesses would typically be set up in a free zone? Can you talk us through that?
A free zone, most of the people who set up businesses who have clients outside UAE. Let's say, for example, you are an international business consultant. You have set up in the free zone and you have clients in the UK, client in Europe, your client in the US and Canada. So you will have a business set up in free zone, and free zone will give you lots of benefit like entire process can be done remotely and digital. You can have a multiple business activities select in the same license, which is not available in the mainland. So for example, you are a business consultant today, and tomorrow you got the opportunity to do something in the IT consulting business, or you got some kind of opportunity to supply some kind of products, commodities. So we can add those multiple activities in same license and which are not related to the same group. So that's one of the beauty of the free zones. So all kind of consulting companies, commodity traders who have import businesses from one country to other country, they can use the free zone companies. People who want to work remotely, they don't want to take a physical office. Small people companies, 1 people company, 2 people company, 3 people companies. For them, it's easy, cost convenient, tax benefit, and freedom to add and delete partners remotely, freedom to add and delete partners, residence visa remotely, freedom to add multiple activities in same license remotely. This gives lots of freedom to operate business the way you want to operate it. So it can be anybody and have a setup in free zone who have a businesses either in free zones or might be outside UAE, because it gives lots of tax benefit as well when it's come to the taxation as well.
So let me ask you a couple of things, because you said our company has a free zone, and so let's give the audience a little bit more of the details around the benefits there. So let's talk first about the visas, right? So I got issued a residency visa. Can you explain what that setting up a company in UAE and a free zone, or in Dubai in a free zone, how that allots a visa to the shareholders of the company.
See, AMNA was established in a free zone in Dubai, and that's part of the British common law jurisdictions. It's an international free zone authority. Having the benefit with the AMNA is that when you want to go global, when you want to have a businesses in UAE and outside UAE, because you are in the service industry, you are in the payment services. So most of the payment services companies, they're based in the free zones only, because it gives you a freedom in terms of the policies, in terms of the compliances, in terms of the, also tomorrow when you want to onboard some stakeholder in your business, you want to have a more shareholder in your business, when you want to go global or when you want to go the holding structures. So free zone give a freedom. And since you have a residency from the free zone, so residency is same whether you're from the free zone or you're from the mainland. Residency doesn't get changed. The benefit will remain same because visa and residency issued by the immigration. Immigration is common whether it's a mainland or free zone. So you get a similar benefit what anybody has from free zone or anyone has from mainland. But your type of businesses, let's say your business is more like a service, payment related, fintech related businesses. So such kind of licenses are predominantly made only in the free zone or offshore jurisdictions because it gives you lots of freedom and flexibility from the compliance side and from the business expansion side as well.
Got it. Let's switch gears here a little bit. You know, I understand that the US and the UAE are at different stages in terms of economic development. The US has been a very mature economy for a century now, almost after World War II. You know, the UAE has been a maturing economy over the past, let's say, like 15 years, right? You could speak more to that than I could. But what would you say is the biggest difference you've seen between how business is done in the West, primarily America, and the UAE? And it can be even cultural, but love to hear your thoughts on this.
See, comparing with the Western countries and comparing the US with the UAE will not be fair completely. Because those are the countries which got developed 50 years before, 100 years before. And UAE was just made in last 20 years. But what they have done in last 20 years, I would say no one has done in last 100 years. So this is what Dubai. So comparing would not be the right, I would say it will be unfair, to be honest, because the size of the European countries, the size of the US countries, the size of the Western countries are quite big. Either it's a population wise, or geographical wise, or demography wise. And UAE still definitely is a quite small in terms of the geography wise, in terms of the overall population wise. But when it's come to the doing the ease of the business, so definitely I would say UAE is taking its own speed and it is supporting a lots of new investors in Dubai in compared to the Western countries, because Western countries have a lots of taxations. Overall, the compliance are very, very hard. And doing your transaction banking is become also very, very stringent, especially in the Europe and the US and Canada. And those are the quite good benefit what you can get in Dubai. So UAE entire setup can be done remotely and digital. You get lots of tax benefit. You get from UAE to reach to the diversified countries, to multiple countries. Let's say if you are in the US, so you can only target mainly the US market, US local business because US is quite big itself. And when you come to the UAE and Dubai, so it will support you to reach your business to any country. As I said in my previous conversations, it connects the Africa, it connects the Asian market, it connects the Europe as well, it connects to the Gulf countries. So having this set up in the UAE will give you more exposure in terms of reaching to the multiple countries and becoming multinational faster.
So you said something very interesting there, which was you can do this entire setup for a free zone company remotely. Is that correct?
Correctly.
Is that the same for mainland or no?
Mainland, no. In the mainland, the process are completely different. It's like more like traditional structures. The things have been evolved what earlier it was, but still when you want to set up a company in mainland, you have to be physically present in Dubai to sign the government MOA documents and get your residency done while you are inside the country.
Okay. And is that a little bit more complicated than a free zone and a longer
No,
process?
it's not complicated at all. In fact, it's a faster to get the setup done in the mainland. The only thing is that you have to be present in Dubai.
That's it. But everybody wants to go to Dubai, so why not, right?
So it happens sometime because the idea is that why we recommend our client businesses select jurisdictions, depending on the business model. So there's nothing. So I would not say free zone is good or mainland is good. No one is bad actually. It depending on your business model and depending on your business strategies, depending on your target audience. If you want to do the retail business in Dubai, for example, you want to open the restaurants in Dubai, you want to open a shop in a mall, you want to open the logistic business in Dubai. So definitely you need to have a mainland license because you need to have a local presence, and these local, then free zone will not work out in your business model. So definitely there's no choice. You have to come to Dubai.
Yes. But again, it's a very pleasant. I've traveled many times, and with my visa, I have to go every 6 months in order for it to keep renewing.
Yes. Yes.
Which is a good excuse for me to always break my everyday planned trip to Dubai. Dubai is a small city. That's another thing too, though, as far as population. But like you said, it gives access to the entire Middle East, and it's booming the Middle East. It's really starting to grow, especially Saudi Arabia and Egypt and these other larger countries. Their populations are much larger and have high purchasing power, and there's a lot of investment and a lot of activity business-wise happening in those regions. So let's talk a little bit about the taxes in the free zone. You said in America we have pretty sophisticated tax law, and you do get some benefits with depending on how you set up your company or as a corporation or an LLC. Can you explain a little bit more about the taxation in the free zone and how it could help a company set up in the free zone?
See, there are definitely the tax benefit when it's come to the free zones. It also depending on your business model. So for example, if we talk about the until 2023, there were no tax at all in the UAE, especially when it's come to the corporate taxations. So since 2023 June onward, UAE has launched corporate tax, and there's only corporate tax. There's no tax on your personal income. There's no tax on your capital gain. There's no tax on your if your property goes to any numbers. There's no such kind of taxes in UAE. So coming back to the free zone taxations, there's a 9% taxations if your net profit is more than $100,000. There are certain businesses and there are certain jurisdictions within the free zone where you can get the benefit of 100% tax waiver. So for example, if your business is located in the designated free zones, which are mainly the fenced based free zone, which are located in a port, and you're a commodity trader, and you are buying a product from China, you are selling a product to the US or Canada, for example, and you have no business in UAE, or you have less than 5% business in UAE. In that condition, you can get 100% tax-free income. So tax side, maximum pay only 9% is a flat. There's no more taxation more than 9%, whether you make $1 million profit or you make $100 million profit. So
and that's very important what you're saying there, the word profit, right? So it's not on income. So again, if you set up a corporation in the US, it can be on your income regardless of your profits, right? So that's a big differentiator, right? So you could be operating and be profitable, but again, if as long as your profits are under 100,000, you could be processing millions and billions of dollars. But if your profits, your expenses offset, then you still are under that line.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is great.
Rizwan, let me ask you this. I know you touched upon this a little bit. You know, there are a lot of global brands that are now looking at the Middle East as their next big market. I mean, you see, I'm a big fan of the UFC. I don't know if you watch like fighting or martial arts. Yeah. So they've had that, and boxing has made a big comeback. And the reason for that is because, you know, apparently the Royals are funding a lot of these big boxing events in Riyadh. You're seeing UFC is having at least, I believe, once every 6 months an event in Riyadh or in Dubai. So there's been a lot more sports activity, professional sports coming to the region. That's just one signal, right? You're seeing more, I'm just talking about from here in the US, you're seeing more big brands are looking at the Middle East as their next big market. Why is that? What's going on in the Middle East that is attracting these big box retailers and brands to start expanding their reach into the region?
See, there's a couple of factors. When it comes to Dubai, it means luxury.
Yeah.
So when you say Dubai is like luxury. So as I said, Dubai is a mix of the people from across the world. And since the country has become a super safe country, ease of business, ease of transactions movement, ease of banking, and definitely the living and lifestyle is quite flexible and easy. It's like more like what you see in the movies, that you can get a similar lifestyle in Dubai. So it attracts the more millionaires and more billionaires in UAE. This is one of the reasons where the more rich people, affluent people, and good businesses are coming to Dubai. They are living in Dubai because it's a quite safe place in the world. I would say the safest place on this planet, where you can go at the 2 a.m. in the morning, 3 a.m. in the morning, and you have no issues at all. You can freely go anywhere in the UAE. So it give a freedom, it give a confidence to the businesses to come to Dubai and attracting the more rich people who are the millionaires, who are the billionaires to come to Dubai and live in Dubai. So definitely when a country become a mix of the population who are the wealthy, and this is one of the reason which attracts the brands. So any brand is coming to the UAE, it definitely has certain pricing, certain costs, and certain social standards. So since the UAE has a mix of this kind of population, so which attracts international brand to come more in Dubai, and plus it's a most happening tourist place also from the region, and where definitely you can't find those brands in the neighboring countries. If I'm from Nigeria, if I'm from Kenya, if I'm India, from Pakistan, probably I want to buy a Louis Vuitton bag, I will want to buy some expensive products. So I can't find a showroom in my country, in my place. When I'm going to Dubai, so I'll buy it. So this is giving the another opportunity. Is like opportunities for the new brands to come to Dubai and attract the people from the globe and the people who are living in Dubai. Targeting, they have the double benefit. One, the people who are resident of Dubai, they are buying the expensive products and the luxury brands and international brands, and the people who are coming as a tourist in Dubai, and they get the benefit. On top of that, they don't pay any taxes when they buy the product. They can go to duty free and they can redeem the taxes. So I would say they buy the luxury product with a cheaper price, and definitely the quality is always, there's no chances of being having the any copy products. It's like all original brands you can get in Dubai. So this is what I would say. There's a reason why the big brands are coming to the UAE and Middle East, because the purchasing power of the people in this country is quite high, because the people who are making the salary as income, they're also not paying any taxes. So their disposable income is quite high. If I'm making $100,000 in a month, so entire $100,000 a month is going to my pocket. So my income is quite high if compared to the Europe and US, where I pay 40 to 50% taxes.
Yeah, makes sense. So then let me ask you this. I mean, I know it's very attractive for big brands to expand their reach in the region because it's a more affluent population. They pay no taxes really on income, so they have more disposable income. But, our audience are the SMEs, the ones who are listening to this, at the time of this recording. They're not listening, but they will be listening to this episode, right? So, they're not Louis Vuitton, but they have an online store and they're selling stuff that is needed. And they've proven that they're selling value. There's a demand for their products here in the States, in Europe. Why should those guys and girls who are online retailers, SMEs, besides the big brands, start looking at opening up business and selling to the consumer market in the UAE, in Saudi Arabia, across the GCC? Why should they look at the market?
See, each country have a different niche, and there are different kind of segments of the people. There's different kind of demography. So it's mixed. It's not like everybody is affluent in UAE and Middle East. So definitely there is each class are there. And the best part of is that this country, especially the UAE, it elevate people's level from level 1 to level 2, level 2 to level 3. And this country pushes that you upgrade your level, upgrade your living, upgrade your lifestyle, upgrade your apartment, residence, your brands. This is what the country pushes you to upgrade when you grow in your career, when you make your more money. So let's say talk about the SMEs. So definitely in the SMEs, if they can't go to the top luxury brand, there's lots of other brands are available where, so each segment you can have a different brands. So you can go, when you start with the clothing brand, let's say your H&M, you have a Zara, then you have Massimo Dutti, then you go to the upper brands, Burberry, you go to the Louis Vuitton, you go to the any other luxury brand. So each level there's opportunity. So it's not that 100% people in the UAE are affluent, and definitely there's a segmentations. Let's say each segment has a 30%, 20%, 25%. So definitely that attract all the startups also to come to Dubai, sell their product online, and people want to buy it. So it's completely mixed, I would say. It gives a fair opportunity to everyone. When I started my career in Dubai 20 years before, so definitely I used to go buy some brands. There was called very small brands, Giordano, Hang Ten, or these are the small
Yeah.
brands we used to use. But when I upgraded my life, my income, my professional career, so I was keep on upgrading myself to level 1 to level 2, level 2 to level 3. So it's a journey. I can't buy, if I'm buying Louis Vuitton today, so it's not that I bought it also 20 years before. No. If I bought Rolex today, so it's not means I bought 20 years before. No. This is a journey. So each year, each time when I grow professionally, financially, I upgrade myself. And that's the beauty of the UAE. It push you to upgrade yourself. So give a fair chance to everyone.
Got it. So basically, people are spending more money in the UAE. And if you're an SME, you should start selling in the UAE. So let me ask you this. If you are U.S. businesses already selling online, how hard is it, like once you set up your business through, let's say, your company in the UAE, like how hard is it to start selling in the UAE? Because there's going to be cultural differences, right? So can you walk us through that?
So it again, depending on the product to product. So like UAE is becoming more popular these days on the e-commerce verticals, especially for the products which are the non-ultra luxury brands. There's a lots of brands are available on the online. In fact, all the products these days are available on online and e-commerce space. So if any business, any SMEs is want to enter in the UAE market, and they want to sell their product or services, so they can definitely go to the online platform. They can go to the Amazon.ae, they can go to the Noon. There's so many online platforms are available in UAE, and they give a freedom, they give a chance to every SMEs to explore the market. And definitely later on, they can have their own e-commerce platform, they can have their own marketplace, and they can expand the business. So doing the business in Dubai and UAE is quite easy, quite simple, quite straightforward. And any businesses want to enter in UAE, they can just come. But definitely one thing I would say to all SMEs, you want to do something in UAE, you want to do something good in the Middle East, so come with a certain different USP, come with a quality, come with a dedication, come with the commitments. UAE and Middle East don't accept something which is not right and which is not long lasting. And they don't, I would say, something which is simple, which is something 20 years before, 10 years before, 5 years before, I would say will not continue long way. Any business coming to UAE should come with some different, something new ideas, something new concept, something new style of fashion, if it is fashion business.
Yes. So basically you're saying because it was so easy, because there's so much opportunity, there's a lot of competition. If you really have a unique brand and a value proposition America is the same thing. It's very competitive here. So if you can make it here in America, I would say you probably have a good shot to make it in the Middle East, because the Middle East before, like you said, it was a little isolated and you could sell almost anything that wasn't that unique. It was just basic, household products. You could probably make some money, but that is already saturated. They're looking for more modern, sophisticated, and the customer there is becoming a little bit more, picky, I guess, around the purchase decisions they have. So, but still, huge opportunity there. Very fast growing market.
This is what I say. The beauty of Dubai is like everybody works in Dubai. Everybody wants to make money in Dubai. Everybody wants to be successful in Dubai, because people are coming from the different part of the world and they're leaving their home, they're leaving their parents, they're leaving their wife, spouses, and they're coming to UAE to work. So people work in Dubai. So when we say the work, and they really work in Dubai. So what you can see in Dubai last 20 years is just in 20 years. So what they're going to do in 20 years, in next 20 years, where Dubai will go, you can imagine now. I think we can't imagine, to be honest, where it will go, because the speed of the people, is speed of the professional, speed of the working is quite good. Even you go to the government offices in Dubai, you will experience a super robust system. They have entire technology based, the AIs, different technologies is quite advanced in all the offices and government offices, where there's a prison authorities, where there's a immigration, where is the Dubai custom, where is the immigrations. So everywhere you find super advanced technology which is speed up. So something used to be done in 5 hours, now is getting done in the 5 minutes. Yeah. And this is continuing.
Interesting. So let's just say, step by step. Let's just say I'm a U.S. business owner in the States, and I want to start selling in the UAE, right? So I'm an online retailer. My business is doing well in the States. I want to expand in the UAE, and I want to start selling. What's the simplest way to get started?
Simple way to start the business is that we set up a company remotely while you're sitting in the US. Step number 1. You got your name registrations, you got your brand name registered in Dubai, so you can have a proper domain, you can book it. So these are you are doing while you're in the States, while you're in the US. You are not coming to Dubai so far. So it will saving your living expenses, is for saving also your time. So we'll set up your business remotely, we'll get your residency visa issued remotely, we'll send your residence visa to US, and you'll come to Dubai. Then the team in Dubai will take care of your medical test, Emirates ID, and started. Then running the business, same time, parallel, while your license was issued. Depending on your business model, we can definitely start business even before coming to Dubai. We can approach the any online platform. We can go to the Noon, we can go to the Amazon, we can go to the any other platform where we can register our brands, our products, get their approvals, and we can start the business. And while you are in Dubai, you can have a bank account, you can have a multiple payment service providers, you can have a different payment service providers who will help you in terms of receiving a payment, who will help you in terms of sending the payments. So this all can be done within, let's say, 6 to 8 weeks. So from the day you think that you want to set up business in Dubai, so I would say in 6 to 8 weeks you are ready to start, including with your bank account.
Right. That's pretty fast. That's awesome. Let me ask you this, Rizwan. So what are some common or the biggest mistakes you see brands make when they're trying to expand their business in the Middle East?
I would say, which I experienced in my 20 years career in Dubai, most of the brands make a mistakes, couple of mistakes they do. One is selecting the right jurisdictions where they have to set up a business. Second, they make a mistake, right and correct legal structure of the businesses. And third is the not having the right market study. Of course, a team who understand the market, they need to have those experts as well. So for example, if a multinational brand want to come to Dubai, or any big brand want to come to Dubai, or any SMEs brand want to come to Dubai, for example. So people say, I'm going to open my branch of my company in Dubai. So they want to come the holding structures. Might be the holding structure is not required at that moment because it will complicate your tax optimizations. It will take a longer time to set up business. So sometimes people get emotional. They add 10 partners, 5 partners, 7 partner businesses. It again complicate the structures and complicate the banking structures. Sometimes people don't understand which jurisdictions they go only on the pricing taglines. So which is cheaper, they go there. So it's not right actually. So having the right jurisdictions, having the right legal structures, and understanding the market, these are very, very important. Definitely these can be done through the right legal consultant, and it can be anyone. But I would say before coming to Dubai, the brand should keep these things in their mind: legal structuring, right legal structurings, and right jurisdictions, and market study, and come with the right strategy, what niche they are going to target initially in the phase 1, in phase 2, in phase 3.
Got it. And let's just say, I'm an online retailer. I do all those things. I work with you, for example, right? As we did AMNA to get set up in the UAE. We picked a proper jurisdiction. We've already got the business model that we're going after a niche that we know there's demand, and we're going to be very competitive or potentially dominate that niche. Do I need a business license? And do I also need a local partner, or can I operate fully on my own?
You need a business license. Without business license, you cannot operate in Dubai and from Dubai.
Gotcha.
Because opening the corporate bank account, you must have a UAE license. Registering yourself with any payment, any online platform, let's say Noon or Amazon, need to have a UAE license. And definitely you need to have permissions by the authority, by the government, to conduct your business in the UAE. So you must have a UAE license to operate any business, small or medium, does not matter. You must follow the rule of the law, rule of the land. And for the local partners, is not required anymore at all. It has been abolished. In the free zone, there was never requirement to have a Emirati or UAE local partners. So in the free zone, you can have 100% shareholding. And same thing now in the mainland as well. You can have 100% foreign ownership.
Okay, great. No, this is great. I love how you're walking through this, because I think there's a lot of fear for people in the States, in the West, to go set up a business overseas. I think we're at a point right now where you kind of have to start looking at emerging markets, right? If you're somebody who's in the United States, who has a successful online business or technology business, because it's just uber competitive here in America, right? So it's just to fight for attention in today's environment or economy, it's very capital intensive. So looking at emerging markets, I think, is the next step, or the natural step, in not only expanding your business, but keeping your business defensible. And I can't think of a faster growing total addressable geographical market than the Middle East, primarily from what I've seen in the data, Saudi Arabia and UAE. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So let me ask you this: something like payments and like getting paid in the UAE. So many business owners are, worry about getting paid and like moving money across borders. What's the best way for foreign brands to accept payments in the UAE?
It's quite easy, and in terms of the payment thing, which UAE has given a lots of platform, you can receive a payment through the bank account transfer, which is a SWIFT, and UAE Bank accept all the multi currencies payments, dollar, AD, euro, GBP, or any currencies. And apart from that, there's a lots of fintech companies, lots of PSP companies. Let's say Network Internationals, let's say MyFatura, there's a Noon Payment, there's Amazon Pay, there's a multiple PayPal, Stripe. These are also available. So depending on your business model, let's say you're a retailer, you want to sell through the online. So definitely you can have a Stripe, you can have a Network, you can have a Amazon Pay, you can have a Noon Pay. There's a multiple payment providers are available, which you can put on your website, or you can create a payment link, and your customers and their customers can pay the payment and they can receive it. And when they want to pay to the suppliers, they can simply make a bank wire transfer.
So let's get to, since we're in the payments, let's get a little bit down into the details. In order for you to set up, for example, like using one of the local payment, like PayTabs or Checkout or any of those, you'd probably have to have a local bank account. Correct.
There's options basically. PSPs, they say we need to have only the local bank where we can transfer the money, and certain PSPs where you can have they can remit the money to your some digital bank accounts. Let's say you heard about the Payoneer is one of the brand, and they accept the Amazon Pay, they accept the payment from the certain payment processors. So it's a flexible. But certain local payment companies, let's say a Network or maybe the Mashrik Pay, they need the local bank accounts.
Right. And so to accept those kind of local payments, for example, in Saudi Arabia, they have AMNA, right? You'd probably have to work with a local payment provider, which there's a high chance they're going to require local presence with a bank account to verify you.
Correct.
Okay. And then so that's accepting the money, right, from your customer, right? So you have these international, like Stripe, everybody knows Stripe here in America.
Correct.
You could work with that. And if you want to, again, be on a marketplace, you can use Amazon or Noon or any of those marketplaces that offer payment solutions, right? Even Shopify Pay. But that's using like Visa and MasterCard, specifically local payments and of course, COD is still pretty popular, or we call it post-pay right now, because it's not necessarily always cash. It's just that they'll pay after they order when they receive the product. As the delivery person delivers the product, they'll swipe their card or do their digital app. So those are outside of the preview of something like, for example, Stripe. So as far as moving the money, so you mentioned there's always the question of, okay, now I have my business here in the US. I have my American bank account here. Let's say I am set up in Dubai and I do have my bank account there. How easy it is to move money back and forth, and what's the best? Because you've been in the banking industry, so you understand this pretty well. And that's why we liked working with you, because you do have that experience. So give us a little bit of a background on moving money around and any of the pitfalls or mistakes some businesses do, and how easy or hard it is to move money across border.
Transferring the cross-border transactions is quite easy from Dubai, and also vice versa. You can also receive money in Dubai is quite easy. So let's say you have bank account in UAE. It can be any bank, and all banks in UAE provide the multi-currency bank accounts, and they all have a digital online platform. You have mobile app, you have desktop version as well. So whenever you want to transfer any money outside the UAE, it's very simple. You just select the amount, the purpose of the fund, why you want to transfer the money. Certain times bank might ask the question, why are you transferring money to XYZ company? So as long as you have right justifications, it might be your company, it might be your supplier's company, it might be your personal account, or it might be your holding company bank account. So we just need to elaborate that, and then the fund can go. And that's one of the major reasons UAE is attracting the international businesses from the Africa, from the Asian countries, from the CIS countries to come to UAE, so that they can have ease of the transactions. Because country has no challenges in terms of remitting the USD or remitting the AED or euro. The country has more flexibility in terms of the currencies wise. They have enough cash reserve. So that's why transferring the money is not a problem at all. It can go very simple, very easy, either receiving the money or sending the money. So I would say it has no such restriction as long as we have a right purpose why we are sending the money. So no one can stop your money.
So if there is usually the problems when funds are being held or blocked, it's usually not a Dubai problem, or a UAE problem. It's usually maybe the jurisdiction of the country of the individual in their bank or their country and their authority asking, where's this money coming from? Is that correct?
Yes, I will give you the light on this. Banks block your money without any reason. No financial institutes block your money without any reason. So it's a quite a common question people ask me as well when I was in banking and when now I'm consulting business. What if my money get blocked? If your money, it's a legitimate money, is sourced from the right business, then no one can block your money. Money can be blocked only when there's certain red flags in terms of the AML issues, when there's a compliance issues, or when there's a sanction issues, which definitely no banks allows because it's not within the legal and compliance framework. So if you're legit business in Dubai and you are sending money anywhere, it will not going to be blocked in any condition. If it's blocked, not because of any serious reason, might be you had not put the right IBAN number, you might have not put the right bank details, put the right beneficiary details, those money will come back to your account. So for legitimate business, for the right business, for the simple business people, the money is not going to be blocked in any conditions. This is what I have experienced, my 20 years banking experience.
So we do have some colleagues who live in foreign countries and stuff, and they use, services like Payoneer and, even Stripe, or I've used Stripe before, and Amazon, and they will hold your money sometimes. And
yes, I'll give the answer to this.
Okay, and that has been a big contention with a lot of, especially e-commerce retailers and online retailers, is these third-party services tend to have their own little internal, sort of black box that no one really understands, and they don't have very good customer support sometimes to understand why, and sometimes you're just never given a good reason.
This kind of incident come to my knowledge quite often, and we have clientele who face this kind of problem that Stripe has hold my payment, PayPal has hold my payment. So I'll give you the bigger perspective of this, why they hold the payment. When you do online business and sometime your business model, your transactions does not support with your license activity, and when Stripe or PayPal or any payment company have a doubt on your business model and your transactional model, then they hold the payment and they ask you clarification. For example, while you are getting onboarded with the Stripe and you mentioned that your monthly sales is going to be the $100,000, and you are putting your business model is you are selling the government products, and all of a sudden your business has increased from $100,000 to $500,000, and the nature of the transaction, the people who are using the card, who are using the payment by their Visa Master, let's say it's a very unusual kind of transactions pattern. Probably same locations, there is 100 transactions. Probably 100 transactions become the $1,000 each, which is not possible in the government business especially. Or most likely certain countries, which are high risk countries, all of a sudden all the transactions are started coming from those countries. So it raised a suspicious bar within their technologies, within their platform, with their risk management is pop up that there's something not right happening. It might be right, but it might not be right. So they will hold it. They will ask you, sir, please explain why this payment is coming. So you explain it. And why they get fear? Because tomorrow the chargeback can come on their head. And the chargeback come on their head, they are in a loss. So that's a reason. That's the only reason when they block the money. There's no other reason. When your business KYC does not match with your current transactions. So this I always advise to my client and SMEs as well. When we do the financial KYC, when we are doing the business KYC, when you're writing a business structure in the informing to any financial institutes, we should do things right. So once we give this clarification, okay, my business might increase in Nigeria big time. Might be I done something right. If I have shipping documents, if I have a right logistic documents, if I have delivery confirmations, so definitely my money going to be released 100% without any fail.
Interesting. Okay. So basically, if they identify an anomaly or discrepancy in transaction behavior, payment behavior, where the payments are coming from, etc., that raises a flag in their compliance workflow. And that's when they say, okay, let's put a hold on this money and get more information. Then it goes into a manual review. Is that basically what you're saying? Got it.
Exactly. So I'll give you one live example. It happened of my client. All of a sudden, his transactions volume was increased, big numbers. So PayPal has stopped his amount. Client, he's asked me, Rizwan, PayPal has stopped my amount, and they sent an email, big email, asking 20 questions. So we explained entire business model, we given them the entire proof of deliveries, and then after a couple of days, they reviewed it and the payment has come back.
It makes a difference if you are a new business, and you're a higher risk in their name versus more established business. They're going to have a lot more data on you, so their risk tolerance and they're more sensitive to smaller anomalies when you're brand new on like a Stripe or PayPal. But as you build history with them, but it's still very painful for very new customers sometimes because it seems to trigger for even the smallest reasons.
Ms. Nader, I understand your perspective, but I would still say your money will not be blocked if we do few things right from the day one. For example, when you are a e-commerce business, when you are selling something online, so definitely you need to have a very clear terms condition on your website, which while checkout, I need to accept those terms conditions. I must have a refund policy on my website. What's my refund policy? And third, we need to have some kind of documentary evidence that the services or the goods has been delivered to the individuals. If you are maintaining these three things, I would say no payment company will going to stop your money or going to block your money. 100%. They are not going to block. They are not there to block your money. They're not going to enjoy with your couple of 100,000 because they're the billions. They do the billions of dollars companies. They don't enjoy fun while challenging and upsetting the client, holding their money. It's just that they have a threat. Tomorrow, chargebacks should not hit if something is not right in your business. That's it. If you're doing these three things right, delivery confirmation, we have it. We have terms, conditions, we have refund policy, then you have no issue at all. So I would say it's not going to be blocked in any conditions.
So that's with receiving payments from your customers.
Yeah.
Into your accounts. Then there's also the remittance, right? Where you're transferring it from your Dubai account to your London account, right? And you might be using like another payment service provider, like one of these Wise Payme or whatnot. And they also track patterns. And a lot of times I've heard from individuals that I've been sending this for months the same way, and then suddenly they decided to stop and hold my money. Do you have any insight on why something like that would happen?
Whenever we transfer money from any bank account to any other bank account, let's say money going from the UAE to outside UAE. So there's always a reason, there's always a purpose why we are remitting money outside. So that's very, very important. While we are transferring the money, we have to select purpose of the transactions. So it's going, and lots of people make mistakes. They don't select the right purpose, and that flags always. That's one thing. And second thing is that sometime if let's say you are transferring money from UAE to any other country to XYZ Limited, and might be that similar name of XYZ Limited company is listed in OFAC, listed in some sanctions, listed in some Russia. So definitely the correspondent bank will ask with you or your local bank, can you please explain the transactions more in detail? What's the purpose of transactions? What the good services was given? What's the relationship between the ABC Limited, which is sanctioned? So then the UAE bank or any financial institutes come back to the merchant, will ask the questions, and then they had to reply right answer. Then they can reply right answer to correspondent bank. Then they can release the money. So this is the major scenarios happen when any similar name of the brand matches with a company which is into the sanction or an OFAC list or any kind of sanction list. So I will advise you all SMEs, whenever they keep any company name, you should always check due diligence on the brand name and company name, that no similar name of the company have any compliance issues across the world, so you don't face any kind of payment problem. Let's say RadiantBiz, some similar company, there's a Russian company in Russia, have a similar name. So many times my clients send money to me, the money gets stuck, client has been asked, give us more detail about RadiantBiz, give us a license copy of RadiantBiz. So I provided them. Then my payment was released by my bank. Because similar name, some company in Russia, which are under the OFAC list, so they stopped it. There's no other reason they're going to stop your money. If it's going to the rights, let's say also there's one reason they can stop your money. Let's say you're sending money to one of the supplier and the supplier become the sanction. Supplier has some bad history with the respective correspondent bank. Definitely your money will block for some time. It will come back to you again. But it will not going to be lost for sure.
Yeah, no, makes total sense. Makes total sense. You said something earlier, you have to be able to prove delivery of the product to your customer. So one of the biggest concerns for brands expanding into the Middle East is logistics. So how does shipping work for foreign brands selling into the UAE, for example?
So logistic is one of the major requirements, especially when we do international business. So having the right logistic partners is very, very important. Especially, I would say, select the logistic partners where you can have more digitalized way of documentations. So at one click, you can download the documents. You can one click, you can receive the logistic documents, shipping documents. Of course, you can go with the FedEx. You can select the RMX, you can select the DHL. There's many logistic companies available depending on the product what you are shipping. And these all the top logistic companies, they have all the digital based invoicing system, which you should always keep in your record. If any time being asked, you can just submit to the authority, submit to the bank, submit to the financial institutes, and you're good to go.
Good stuff. How difficult is it to deal with like customs and VAT? Let's talk through that. Like, how difficult is it? How simple is it? And I ask this because, a lot of our online retailers are probably going to be selling skincare products, consumables, either that touches the skin or the tongue. So talk us through, what it is they have to be aware of when dealing with customs and VAT. And does every business need to handle compliance on its own? You could talk us through that.
Yeah. So depending on the product, let's say you touch base the product, which has the cosmetic products, which is touching the skin, which is touching the tongue, which is touching the any kind of body part. So those kind of products, we must have a certain kind of approvals from the Dubai municipality, and there's a authority in the UAE which approves the ingredient of the product which doesn't harm the human body or for whatever purpose is being used. Getting the approval is quite easy. It's not a big deal at all. If the product has already came to Dubai, so you don't need to take approval. Let's say you are selling some product from the Johnson & Johnson, you are selling some Unilever products. So those are products already available in the UAE, for example. So then you don't need to take any kind of import approval from the authority. Your logistic guy, your shipping company will take care of the entire custom clearance. They will take care of the logistics side. So from the business side, from the SME side, from the client side, from the seller side, from the businessman side, they don't need to go to the individual custom office, port offices, or shipping companies. So one logistic company, they are the expert. I think they can handle your entire logistic things. So whenever you are going to select any logistic suppliers, always we need to make sure that they are providing you the turnkey solutions so that you don't have any kind of challenges in terms of operating your business and ease of your business.
Got it. Good stuff. Good information. Let me ask you this in terms of like opportunity and growth in the region. I know we touched upon it a little bit earlier, but just want to kind of get more into the weeds here, as we say in America. So, Saudi Arabia is making huge investments to become an e-commerce powerhouse. What opportunities are you seeing opening up for international brands there?
I would say it's a very, very good opportunity for the international brands to go to the Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is, I would say, in the same positions where Dubai was 20 years before.
Interesting.
My personal perspective. So the brand who will enter today in this country, they are definitely going to get a lot of benefit because the country has a populations, the country has a big geography, the country is growing, and the vision of the Saudi 2030 is quite big. So definitely the people from across the world, they're also going to start moving to Saudi Arabia. And definitely, as per with their requirements, all the multinational companies need to set up their regional headquarters in the Saudi Arabia if they want to do business in Saudi Arabia. So it's going to attract again millionaires and billionaires, what UAE already have it. So I would say, and the country is quite growing. The country is opening up big time in terms of the tourism wise, in terms of the selling the independent property to expatriates. A couple of locations in Saudi Arabia where you can also buy the property now. Saudi is also opening up in terms of opening the new investors to launch their business in UAE. So I would say it's a right time to enter into the Saudi market and get the market shares because it's still not matured.
We 100% agree with you. This is what we talk about. So, yes, thank you for echoing our sentiments. And our sentiment is not just a sentiment, it's rooted in data. So, you're absolutely 100% correct. So, appreciate your insight on that. Let me ask you this. What industries right now are you seeing that are booming in the UAE and Saudi Arabia? Like, where should foreign brands start focusing their efforts in both countries?
See, both countries have a lots of similarities when it's come to the consumer behavior. That's my personal experience because Saudi is quite attracted by the UAE, and Saudi and UAE both have a quite good relationship. Understanding for the both countries in terms of the consumer behavior is quite common. So I would say for all the brands which are coming to the UAE and coming to the Saudi Arabia, they should keep in mind in terms of the quality, in terms of the commitments, in terms of the services. These things will take your brand to any next level because when it comes to the UAE, it's perfection. So similar model, Saudi is going to follow it up. There's no compromise on the 99% quality. UAE need 100% perfections in the product and services, where there's a quality, where there is the pricing, where is the delivery, where is the refund policy, where is the exchange policy. Whatever you say, you must do it within timeline. And this is how you can build your bigger brand, whether it's UAE, whether it's Saudi Arabia. So if I'm committing something, I'm going to service you in the 10 days. So I must complete within 10 days. If I'm saying my refund policy, my exchange policy, it has to be done within the timeline. So there's no loophole in this kind of transaction. So as transparent we are with the client, we can grow faster.
Yep, makes sense. So basically, ensure that your brand is built on integrity. If you say you're going to do something, whether it's a refund within a certain amount of time, delivery within a certain amount of time, ensure that it happens and deliver a quality product that brings value to the market.
Correct. This is, I would say, any brand, whether it's a big brand or it's SMEs or the mid corporate, the commitment level has to be there. The integrity must be there if we want to go a long way in a business, especially in this part of the world.
100%. No, you're speaking our language. I mean, here in America, it's the same rules of business or same rules of engagement with the consumer market is if you want to be a sustainable brand that's going to be around in 5 to 10 years, you need to be able to build your business on the foundation of integrity and deliver value-based products and services to the market and continue building on that, innovating and delivering value and delivering excellent customer service and just always putting the customer first, right? So, you're speaking our language 100%. Nader, pass it to you. Any questions, any thoughts?
Yeah, so related to the behavior, we see the buy now, pay later. It's the BNPL. It's taking off here. Do we see that also moving in the Middle East markets?
Yes. This is the one of the in demand, and because I would say this is really booming since last couple of years. And buy now, pay later, installment based, these kind of the payment services are become very common because if in the Middle East the consumers, lots of consumer, they are the employee based consumers, they are in the fixed salary based consumers. So definitely they have a certain they do always budget their expenses. So if they get this kind of facilities and freedom, so it increase their purchasing power. It gives them the confidence, and definitely it gives them the more economic and financial freedom to manage their finance. So since the country is growing and people are, as I said, people level up level 1 to level 2, level 3. So I know I'm going to get some kind of fund in after 3 months and 2 months and 6 months later, my bonus coming, my increase sale increment is going to be done and I'm going to get some kind of reward. So definitely I would take a risk today to buy a product to pay later. So this is something I would say it has a huge potential, and it give a different edge, it give a different benefit. It also give you confidence and more financial freedom to the consumers. So it will be a good opportunity.
So if I'm a business, e-commerce or brand business here in the US, and I want to access a buy now pay later service in Saudi Arabia, we have providers here that you can integrate with and provide buy now pay later. Is that the same in the main region?
It's same, exactly same. Because the concept of the fintech will remain same whether it's a US, whether it's a Saudi, whether it's a KSA, or it's a UAE. So the concept and transactions model remain same.
Right. So again, when you're in business, you want to find all angles of optimization. So if buy now, pay later is definitely taken off, it's something you should definitely try to integrate into your payment flow to make sure that you access all portions of the journey. Really great stuff. Really great stuff. So I think we've come to the end of most of our questions here. Talk about, how do people get a hold of you? If like someone's listening to this podcast and they love what they hear and they're very excited about moving into the UAE market and accessing your services, how do they get a hold of you exactly?
They can simply go to our website, RadiantBiz.com, and we have a cost calculator over there. We have a contact us over there. We have our inquiry form over there. So people can go to our website and they can just put their basic details, very short details, their name, their email, their mobile, and the business they want to do in the UAE. And within 30 minutes, one of our consultants reach to the client and they understand, they arrange a Zoom call, they're in the MS team call and understand the overall requirement of the clients. And accordingly, we propose the right structures, right legal structurings, and the team share the entire cost to the clients, and then we can kick on. So reaching us is always, they can reach to our website, they can reach to our social media platforms, they can reach to our WhatsApp messages. So there's multiple ways they can reach us. The website is the best, I would say. They can go through with the basic information as well, and they can just submit the details.
Wonderful. Well, we will get all that contact information and add it to the description of this podcast so that people can access that immediately. And I'll say from firsthand, reaching out, it was a very easy, very professional, a lot of great documentation. It's not just, like we're talking here, you have a lot of good diagrams and workflows and step-by-step process. Very clear. You make it very simple. And I would recommend anyone considering the Middle East to really consider Rizwan's services and his company. Again, thank you, Rizwan. This was amazing. Your insights are, like I said, are gold for anyone trying to enter the Middle East. It's very difficult to find this expertise, and you offer a lot of it, on the first call. You pretty much lay it all out. I mean, you don't need, you have to give me a retainer like a lawyer and, put some thousands of dollars up front. You're very upfront and very, free flowing with the information, and you just make it so much easier. And thank you for your services. Hameed, I don't know, any closing thoughts?
No, thanks for your time. You're just echoing what Nader said. You provided a lot of valuable information here, and we appreciate your time, Rizwan. And come to the States sometime. We'll show you around.
100% definitely. I would love to come. And I'm just continuing the Nader's point in terms of the retailership, in terms of our straightforward services. So we work business in a different model. That's, I think, secret of our success. We treat all our client as our partners, not as a client. I never say Nader or Hameed is my client. I always say they're my business partners. When you say the business partners, the commitment level from the RadiantBiz to my client goes to a different level. So it's like a mutual partnership. And we believe in that our client has to grow before I grow. So when Nader makes money in Dubai, when Nader becomes successful, when AMNA becomes successful, then definitely Nader, I'll come with a retainer agreement with you.
I hope that happens, and I would love to work with you as a partner. You are a solid partner for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I'll tell you this, Rizwan. We before we spoke to you, we spoke to other, I guess you call them companies or agencies, and they were trying to sell us on, you should look into crypto, and we help a lot of crypto people. And I was like, the minute you start just telling me all the crypto stuff, I'm like, I don't know if we want to. We just didn't feel comfortable with all the other agencies we spoke with. But from the first 5 minutes, we're like, okay, this is the guy. I think this is the guy we're going to work with. So really appreciate your efforts and help.
We do the same thing with our clients. We make them comfortable. We feel them that's their own home. The people who are working with the RadiantBiz, more than 100 staff, they belongs to them. So you don't feel that you are isolated. You don't feel that you don't have people in Dubai. You will feel comfortable while you are with RadiantBiz. That's comfort we give to our client. Don't worry, we are here for you. We'll take care of you. We'll handhold you. We want you to grow. When you grow, we grow automatically. So logic is very simple. Fundamental is very clear that our partners has to grow. So when you grow, we definitely going to grow with you.
Yeah. Rizwan, thanks for your time again. This has been great. And we'll obviously be in touch. We're in our WhatsApp group. And when I'm out in Dubai next time with Nader, we'll definitely get together.
Definitely. It's a pleasure seeing you, Hameed and Nader. And thank you so much for having me. Let's make a success stories together.
Absolutely.
I'll see you in a few months. I'll probably be there before the summer. So
sure.
All right.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rizwan.
Okay, Rizwan.
Have a lovely day. Thank you so much.
You as well. Talk soon. Take care.
Thank you. Take care.